Hello, everyone. This is your friend Divyesh, and welcome to the day number 15. We are halfway to our learning journey. I'm so excited that we have reached to the day 15, and I hope you are learning something new every day with this community. Uh, and so far, whatever we have learned, I hope that you are practicing that thing. So please practice because if you don't practice, you will forget it, and then watching these video will not help you. Okay, so practice these things whatever we are learning. So today we are going to move ahead to one step further, and we are going to learn about the formatting, conditional formatting. Why I added this lecture here, because it is really important when it comes to uh, you know uh, analyzing and visualizing our data. So that's why this should be there. So you should learn how to actually visualize the data, how to format in different conditionals. That's why we need to learn this conditional formatting. Now, what conditional formatting does is it helps us to visualize our data properly. When we visualize, we use colors and we use different kind of formats, and also it helps us to highlight the important information in our table, so that what we can do is we can analyze the trends, what's happening. Our eyes and our this color theory all works like when we use the colors, it helps us to visualize and analyze data easily rather than just black and white data. Okay, so we are going to learn about this conditional formatting today, and it has different parts like highlighting, then top bottom rules, data bars, color scales, and icons. So we are going to check these. So let's move to our sample database and then we check this. So this is our test data. I hope it is visible to you. Now, to check the conditional formatting, it is very easy. You just simply go to Home key, and then this is the main bar of main box of conditional formatting. So we will check one by one. Let's say we have this database. Okay, it is like details of customer and their sales. Now, what we want to check is we want to check, okay, give me all the database which has here different conditions. For example, let's say highlight or sell. If these database are, it's if these sales are more than 25,000, let's mark them red or any other different colors. So this is how we can, visualize our data. So simply go to here. First, we need to select the column. So we know that if we have table, we don't need to go top to bottom. We just go to here, and can you see this small arrow button? And that's it. It's selected. Then we go to conditional formatting. Then this is the first formatting. So in this first formatting, you can see the highlight cell rules. If greater than, so when we do greater than, we just put, let's say, 25,000. And then here we need to put what kind of formatting we need. Let's say light red fill with dark red text. And now it's, since it's positive, so we don't want red thing. It's, if it's negative, then definitely we should use the red one. Well, it's green, so let's use green, and then okay, and it's done. Now the good thing in Microsoft Excel 365 is it's all the formulas or all the functions we are using, all these are dynamics. For example, if we just add here 712, it will automatically add in the conditional formatting. And here, let's say the sales increase, instead of 61, let's say we have added 93, and the value of 93 is, let's say, 31,250. So automatically it adds in the conditional formatting. So this is the first thing we need to know. Now, just like we have added in our first level of conditioning, which is greater than, we can also use less than. So highlight them if they are less than, let's say, 15,000. So if they are less than 15,000, now it's less. So let's say light red with, okay, because it's red, so simply Now there is no 15,000 or less. So let's make some 15,000, 14 to 40, and then 11,650. So something like that. So now we have two conditional formatting this. If it goes in more than 25,000, it will highlight it as a increased sales. And if it goes less than 15,000, it will go decreased sales. Okay, so this is the first condition. Now, in the same way, you can check. There are so many like between, let's say, 15,000 to 25,000. So we want to change it differently. Just yellow fill and like something like this. Need to select the whole thing. Okay, conditional formatting, and then between 15,000 to 25,000, and then yellow fill. So all these average are here. So this is how you can format it. There are so many rules you can apply, like equals to, if you want to make it is equal, exactly exact match. Like if it is 20,568, make them red border. Oh, sorry, I need to select the area, and then equals to, let's say, light red text. I haven't selected. Okay. Highlight equals to, let's say, 17,071. If it's 17,071, it should have light red text only. So can you see the text has been changed to red? So this is how you can put different kind of formattings and different kind of formulas. So this is called conditional formatting. For now, I'm just removing. So how to remove all these rules? Just go to downwards and clear rules from selected. That's it. Now we came back to the normal. Now the second thing is, let's say we have all these salesmen. If we want to know what are the duplicates, like the names are repeating. Sometimes, when we create the table or when we create the data set, we need to make sure that we are not repeating the same name again and again. So that's why what we do in advance, we put this conditional formatting called duplicate value, and then done. So every time when we add something new, let's say uh, Jim Jim Peggy, so it's new. But if we add Robert Young, it will go into red mark. That means we don't need to add this person. It is already there. So we just go to that person's name and then we add the data there. So this is how you can highlight the duplicate values. Now the second thing is top bottom rule. Let me just remove this. And also, if you have a specific text, you can find out the specific text which will highlight. Let's say if you have Dave in your name, then you highlight the yellow, or maybe A. So all the names which has A, it will highlight, and then you say okay. We are not doing right now. I'm just showing you what is possible in this kind of formatting. Let me just clear the rules. And then next is a date occurring. Let's say if you want to show the date, for example, you want to check, highlight the rule, highlight all the sales which has coming into this month, or maybe let's say tomorrow, in last 7 days. So right now we are not following the calendar. That's why it's not showing it. But yeah, you can choose the dates. Let's say we have it's 18th of August, 18th of June 2024. So it will show you something like that. And then you add the dates. Now it will show you. Let's say you go here, a date occurring, and then tomorrow. So it will show you tomorrow. Because since it already has one conditional formatting, let me just remove that rule. Now, if you see a date occurring, next week. Okay. So it will show all the dates for next week. It can work when sometimes you need to pay any salary or any specific payments and you want to highlight those things in your table. Okay. So it pops up in your eyes. Look at this should be done next week. So this is how you can put the conditional formatting. So let me remove this conditional formatting and then clear rows. Now the second type of conditional formatting is top bottom value. Let's say top 10 items. So you just go to top 10 items and it will automatically detects what are the top 10 sales. You can see this all top 10s. Also, it can give you bottom 10 items. So all small items will go here and you just change the color and that's it. How powerful it is, right? You just select and it will give you the highlighted cells. And also bottom 10, above average. So you just need to put the average and then let's just change the color of above average. Let's say yellow. So all these are above average. So it will automatically detect all the averages from this particular range and then it will give you the result. So that's why it is dynamic. Let me just clear the rules. So this is top bottom value. And then next is data bars. If you want to add data bars, it can add data bars as well. So what data bars is the colorful, gradient fill data in cell. For example, something like this. I'm not putting it, but you can just see how beautifully it can give you the visualization of all the cells. See solid fill and just gradient like it's dark in the beginning and then it will slightly reduce the color. So you can choose this. You can also put more rules like if you want to change different kind of colors. Let's say color is yellow and then you can put the colors also. Next is color scales. Color scales is basically it's like higher to lower or lower to higher, something like that. We don't use it personally because it just colors the whole column and looks very bad, So let's say something like this. So the lowest 11,650 and the highest is 31,250, which is white. So something like this. If you want to use that, you can use that also. Uh, Next is icon set. You can add icons also. Let's say, for example, you just go here. You can select the directional, let's say, and then higher and lower. And you want more rules, you can set the more rules as well. For example, format also is based on their value. Let's say when it goes, okay, green, let it green, let it be green. Value if it goes, let's say 50%. If it is 50% equal or more, then it should go red. When it is less than 50 and more than 25 color, then it will show, and then less than 25 it should show red. So see, this is less than 25%, it is showing red. And you can change these icons from round to arrows and pretty much like it's like adding the different kind of icons. Okay, so this is all about the icon adding. So just try and use different kind of formatting. Now next is icon set is done. Now here is the specific thing that if you want to add a specific rule which is not here, you can just simply add new rule. So I want to show one case study which recently I applied in my work. So let's say instead of selecting the only this column, I want to select the whole column which is more than 25,000 or something like that. So for that, it will not only select this particular cell, but also the whole row should highlight. So for that, what you need to do is you just need to select the array, which is the whole area. Then you go to conditional formatting and then you add new rule. In new rule, you just go to this last form, use a formula to determine which cell to format. Now, to give the result, you need to give it a goal. For which value you should use this. So let's say it goes 21,000. So that's why I have added here this goal. So I just write down goal 21,000, which is not mentioned somewhere, but it is mentioned somewhere else in the cell. And then here you put this particular uh, cell reference, and then you put it should be higher than the goal. This is something you put the new rule. And then we know that h column should be fixed, but the rows should be dynamic. So for that, we just remove this star. We all know that star freezes the data, right? So we just remove the star from H5 and then click OK. Format, we need to check the format also. What format we need? We need to fill, let's say, yellow. And there are specific font if you want, let's say, strike through font, or you want to change the font if something happens like more than 21,000, the font should change, or the format should change. But let's keep it simple. It should go yellow. OK, OK, and it's done. So if the goal is 21,000 and more, it should definitely change the color of whole row. Can you see the difference? Now the thing is, it's the whole data set is dynamic. Let's say, for example, if you here put, let's say, 21,000, it will add in that particular range. And if you remove this, let's say 19,480, so it will remove that from that particular uh, selection. And of course, you can change this also rule also. Let's say instead of 20,000, you just want to put 23,000. So it will immediately change the whole selection and whole formatting. So how powerful it is, right? So this is how you can use conditional formatting. There are so many use cases you can use. Just go to conditional formatting. And if you want to change any rule, you just go to manage rules, and it will show all the formatting rules that you have set. You just simply select that, edit rule, and then it will open the box which you can change it. So I hope you understood this small yet powerful function for visualizing our table and our data set. Just try and use this so that you can learn and you can practice it. Now we are moving to our next step, which is our formula of the day. Now today's formula is very special, especially when you want to increase when you want to bring some new data set. So for example, let's say we have this. Let me just make it normal view. We have this list of, we just bring the unique list. So okay, we have this country list, and we want to add a sequence. So what we do is we have two simple ways to do, like 1, 2, 3, and then we have learned about alt EIS, right? Alt EIS, enter. And second is we just simply put the formula this plus this, and then it's done. Every time we can add it, but the drawback of this thing is when you remove something, it will change the whole reference, or maybe it will remove the reference. So for solving this issue, we have this amazing formula called sequence. So how sequence works is simply put is equal to sequence, and then you put rows, how many rows you want in this sequence. Let's say I just check 50, and then enter. Maybe there are some data here, 50 and comma. And sorry, let me just check it again. Sequence, then you put 50. Yeah, you need to give the starting point also. So let's say we'll start from 1 and enter. Okay, sorry, comma, start from 1 and then comma 1. Okay, the data was coming in below. So whenever this dynamic formula works, if something is coming between all these things, for example, here I had this formula already. So now it's spilling the range of this dynamic error. So I need to remove that first. Okay. So let's say is equal to sequence and then rows, how many rows we want, let's say 30 rows. And then starting point should be 1 and then end. So can you see this? Now the good thing about this thing is, let me just increase the size. For example, if you remove anything, it will not impact the sequence. Can you see the sequence is same? It will not change. Let's say I want to remove this country as well, and then any other, let's say here also I remove this, or after that I remove something from here. It will not change the sequence of this particular. And in the same way, if you want to add something, let's say if you want to add this new country, let's say, so still the sequence is same, which was not in our previous type of sequence which we use alt EIS, right? So this is the power of sequence. Now the another use of sequence is, let's say you want to add rows in sequence. Sequence in rows, not in the column. So we can do that as well. We just put sequence, and then instead of row, we put column. Let's say 10 columns, and it should start with 1. So this is like magic. Huh? Simply put sequence, how many rows you want, and then the start point. If you want to start point in dynamically, let's multiple of 5, you can change that as well. So it will change the multiply of 5. Sorry, it is starting point. The starting point should be 5, and then you put the multiply of 5. After after each change, it will add 5. How powerful it is, right? Like you can create the whole table. For example, let's say sequence, we want to add rows, starts from 9, sorry, third, let's say 10 rows, starts from 9, and then uh, the multiplication of 9. Okay, so basically you need to give extra comma. 9, 18, 27, 36, and it's like adding a table. The same thing you can do with 10 or maybe 11. We start with 11, 11, 22, 23. How powerful it is, right? Now it can bring both together, like you want column and rows both, it can bring that as well. So just put sequence and you how many rows you want, let's say 10 rows and then 10 columns. Can you see this? How many rows you want, how many columns you want. And then it also asks you from where you want to start. Let's say start from 1 and then add only 1 and then close. So it will add something like that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then from next 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Then again it will start from 21, 22. But in case if you want to bring 1 to 10, not from left to right, but top to bottom, there is one thing that you can add is called transpose. Transpose, and it's done. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then it will start from 11, 12, 13, 14 from the next column, then 21, 22, 23. So this is how you can do this. And also you can add multiples. Let's say you want to start from 5 and you want to multiply with 5. 5, 10, 15, 20, 20. And every time it adds the multiple of 5. Okay. So I hope you understood this sequence formula. So use this when you next time you put the sequence. So it will be dynamic sequence and you will not face any issue by deleting or adding the rows or columns. Now we have the shortcut of the day, which is can you see this? All these grid lines, Alt WVG. When you press this, Alt WVG, and all the grid lines are gone. Again, all WVG grid lines are here. So when you put this kind of, this highlighter formula, let's say Alt, you press Alt only one time, and then you press sequentially WVG, Alt, then you remove your finger from your key, and then WVG. You don't keep pressing the Alt key. Okay, just press once Alt, then WVG. Grid lines gone. Alt WVG. Grid lines are here. Okay, so I hope you understood this, and thank you so much for watching this video. And stay connected so that we can bring more and we can learn more about the Excel thing. We are already half way in our learning journey. We have learned so much in the last 15 days. If you have not watched any video, just go back to this sequence. Let me just remind. First day we have learned about navigation, then creating a database, then quick navigation. After that, we have learned about power of creating our own shortcuts and go to function. Then you use special, then formatting the format box, then quick settings about linking and commenting, then set up the page. After that, we have moved to the arrays and tables, indexing and matching. We have learned filtering, sorting, conditional formatting. There's so much we have learned. And believe me, you all need only these things that what we are sharing, what I'm sharing with you. You don't need to become advanced Excel master if you are an accountant, if you're working in any company. You just need these basic things. As you are going through your work and your learning journey, you can add more skills, but this is the basic fundamental you need to know. Most of the people, stop learning these basic things, and then they always, think that, "Oh, I want to learn advanced, I want to learn this, I want to," but at least you should know these things. This is all coming from my own practical experience, because when you work, all these things are necessary to apply in your learning, in your work. Okay, so learn this and practice these things. I will try to create a Google folder and I'll put all these workings so that you can get access also. You can get access of those also, and you can download these sample database. You can practice with them. So thank you so much for this uh, inspiration that you are giving, and by your likes and by your commenting. And I hope I'm doing some kind of justice with all these topics. So thank you so much, and have a great day. Keep learning, keep improving, and God bless you. Bye bye. Take care.